Hello fellow camera nerds. Today I'm going to show you 10 cool camera related things that I bought in Japan. Now over the last 18 months I've been very lucky. I've visited the land of the rising sun 3 times. I visited with my family in March, April 2023. Loved it so much that I returned for a visit in November 2023, and I've just come back from 16 nights in Japan in September 2024 with my son, a boys trip. And wow, was it hot. I am never ever going to Japan again in summer. Now on these 3 trips, I've managed to seek out and find lots of little camera related goodies. So the first item on my list are these camera suites. How cool is this? Now I bought these at the Showa Museum in Takayama. The Showa Museum is like a museum of post-war Japan. So it's kind of very like retro museum. It harks back to, you know, the 50s, 60s, 70s and 80s. I had an absolutely fantastic time. And in November last year, they were selling these suites. Now, when I first opened up one of these packets of suites, I was a little bit confused. How do you actually do this? But there's a tab there on top that you sort of take off. And then there's a bit of a shutter button here that you press down. And as you can see, the lens kind of opens up, and that's how you get one of the candies out of the box there. So it's a very, very cool design, very fancy. The box looks absolutely fantastic. It looks like one of Fujifilm's disposable cameras. The only downside to the suites is the taste. They are rock hard. You know, I thought they'd be like Skittles, nice and soft and kind of chewy and fruity. No, these things will break your teeth. Number 2 on my list is a Gachapon, and you might be saying, what is a Gachapon? Well, that is a capsule toy. Capsule toys are all over Japan. You'll see them in shopping centers, in streets, in big camera, Yodobashi, they have Gachapon sections. And basically the idea is that there's a random number of toys in a series. You put 300 or 400 yen, which is about, you know, $2-3 US, into the machine, and you'll get one of these toys at random. And there are just thousands of different types of toys that you can get, an incredible range. Now, unfortunately, in September 2024, there were no toy capsule machines full of cameras. However, in November 2023, I did find one just by chance. I found this Konica Minolta machine at a station in Tokyo, and look what I got out of it. Of course, the Konica C35 was one of the pioneers of autofocus cameras in the 70s. So out of all the ones in the machine, there's only 4 actually, but out of the 4 in the machine, I was really, really happy to get this one. And if you open up the back, there's even a roll of Sakura color film in there, which is just fantastic. I love that detail. Now, ahead of my recent visit in September 2024, I was really, really excited to go to Japan and check out the toy capsule machines, because I'd seen on the internet that Nikon were launching a range of toy capsule cameras. And so I literally looked at thousands and thousands of machines in different shopping centers, could not find the Nikon machine. And I even put it on Reddit, hey, does anyone know where these Nikon ones are in Tokyo? No one could tell me. Eventually someone replied and said, yeah, I've been looking as well. I went into some camera stores and they told me, no, we don't know where they are either. It seems like the only place that you can actually order the Nikon toy capsule cameras is online. So yeah, unfortunately I didn't bag one of them. The closest thing I came to getting a toy capsule camera in 2024 was this little one here, which is a camera. I'm going to show it to you. Now, my son and I were looking at a toy capsule machine one day, and we saw this Hello Kitty one where you could get a Hello Kitty phone, Hello Kitty purse, all this kind of stuff. And of course, one of the 4 or 5 choices that you could get randomly from the machine was a camera. I think these ones were 300 yen, which is about, I don't know, $2 US. And I think I took about 6 goes at getting this camera. The next cool camera related thing I bought was this cloth. I bought this in March, April 2023, and you can still buy these in stores in Bic and Yodobashi. In fact, you can buy a range of rolling merchandise like I think t-shirts and bags and all sorts of stuff. I just bought this kind of microfiber cloth. I really like it. You know, if I want to wrap up a lens or a camera in my bag, I can sort of do that. Of course, it's not like a bag or anything, but still it's something nice and protective and light. And you know, it's got rolling on it, so I rather like that. It's very cool. Next on my list is fresh Fujifilm goodness. Yes, this is 35mm film, Fujicolor 100 and Fujifilm Superior Premium 400. Now in November 23 and September 24, I was able to bag quite a few rolls of these. Now in November 23, you could go into any Bic or Yodobashi, and most of these big stores had stock. They had limits in place, so you might only be able to buy 1 per person per day. And I probably got about 6 rolls and brought them home with me. On my latest trip in September 24. Yeah, Bic, Yodobashi, they were pretty much sold out everywhere. I went into about 8 of those big stores. There was only one that had Superior Premium 400, and I managed to get 2 rolls of that. I did actually manage to track down other rolls of both Superior Premium 400 and Fujicolor 100 at smaller camera stores. So there's my tip to you. If you're going to Japan anytime soon and you want to get some of this Fujifilm 35mm color negative film, look for those smaller camera stores. They might have some on the counter, and that's where I tracked mine down. So I actually came back from Japan with more film than I took, which is quite incredible. And also, I also managed to get hand checks out of Brisbane and also out of Kansai Airport in Osaka. So I was very happy with that. Next on my list is expired film. Yes, if you know where to go to, you can get some good hauls of expired film in Japan. My go-to place is Champ Camera, and you can find out about Champ Camera in this video, the world's best 35mm film store. Of course, that's showing you around the Tama Plaza branch of Champ Camera. Now, I actually went to a different branch of Champ in September 24, and I had a really good time looking around there for about half an hour while my son waited outside. He was getting bored playing games on his phone, so I only had about half an hour there, but I had a really good time. I'm going to do a little video about that Champ Camera as well, just showing you what they have. Pretty much similar to Tama Plaza, maybe even a little bit smaller, I would say, in the range of used cameras, but it was certainly worth going in, and I picked up a cool few things. Now at Tama Plaza last year, I managed to get these 2 films. I managed to get some FK25, which I've shot, and it was fantastic. I sent that to my friend Alex Lux from the Classic Camera Revival podcast, and of course Alex has his own YouTube channel. Make sure you check that out. Alex developed it for me and sent me images through the magic of the internet, which is fantastic. And I'll be doing a video very soon where I'm going through that roll, showing you what I shot, and also Alex has got a really great little bit of video he sent me where he shows you how he developed that film, because it is quite special, the FK25. I also bought this roll of Agfa Ultra 100 last year. I haven't actually shot this yet, it's in my fridge, but I will shoot that soon and hopefully share some good results. And in my latest trip, I actually bought this. This was a bit of an oddity. It's a Konica Minolta branded film. Of course, Konica Minolta were 2 different companies, Konica and Minolta. And then in the early 2000s, they had to merge because of financial pressures. And this is a Konica Minolta film from the early 2000s. Next on my list is actually a camera that I bought in Japan in my first trip in 2023. It is the Pom-Pom Purin Kenko Takina DSC Piani 2 toy camera. Of course, it's a toy camera. It looks like a necklace or a keychain or something like that. It does really take photo and video. And yeah, it's pretty much the worst camera I've ever used. I did a video about it that was pretty popular here on my channel, so make sure you check that out, where I walk around the beautiful town of Jizankai in Hokkaido in Japan, taking photos and videos, and you can see for yourself just how bad they were. Now, while I was in Japan, I wasn't just looking for cool camera related things to spend my money on, I was taking a lot of photos as well. And there's 2 places where you're going to see most of these photos. They're on my Substack newsletter blogs. So of course, the first one you might already know about is mattlovescameras.substack.com. And I've also just launched a new Substack just with photos of Japan on. It is japanpics.substack.com. That is going to be all pictures of Japan, a Substack newsletter and blog exclusively about Japan. So the next item I bought from one of the 2 big electronic stores in Japan. Of course, there's Bic Camera and there's Yodobashi. Both of these stores just sell an extraordinary range of stuff, from toys to vacuums to fridges to mobile phones to camping stuff. Just an extraordinary amount of stuff in there, usually on 5 or 6 levels. And once you get into the store, like, you can be in there for an hour or more, just sort of trapped, because you're looking at all the stuff and you can't get out, because you're just kind of like, there's so many lights and sort of music, and it's like stimuli overload when you're in those stores. But one of the things they do sell, I mean, even though Bic Camera is called Bic Camera, it's not just cameras, but they do have a camera section still, which is fantastic. And just the range of stuff they have, the amount of tripods, the amount of bags, the amount of accessories, the amount of filters. My goodness, the Japanese love filters on their cameras. And there's just like hundreds of different types of filters that you can buy for your camera lenses over there. And there's also these things, which are lens cloths. Now, there's all different types of these, probably a few different dozen types. I love these ones so much. I bought one in Sapporo in early 2023. And you know what? I don't actually even use it for my cameras. I actually use it for my glasses. It's a really good sort of optical lens cloth. The next item is probably the worst item on the list. It is some Japanese camera washi tape I got from Champ Camera. It's not a particularly nice color or a particularly nice design, but hey, it was only like $1.50 or something like that. And yeah, it's got cameras on, so I thought, why not? You know, may as well buy the washi tape. There's only a couple of items left to show you, but check out this. This is something I got at the Kobe ropeway. The ropeway is like a cable car up like a hill or a mountain. And when you get to the top, there's a beautiful herb garden and all this kind of stuff. And we went to the shop there, and in the herb garden shop, they have this, which is like a kid's little camera. And when you look through it, there's all different scenes there where you press the shutter button. I actually love this. I actually love Viewmasters. I've got a whole load of travel Viewmaster reels, which I love looking at those images shot on Kodachrome in 3D. Really love my Viewmasters. And yeah, look at this. This is like a little Viewmaster for kids in the shape of a camera. It's super cool and it was super cheap. I love it. And the last camera related item I bought in Japan was this. Check out this. This is a hands-free camera fan. Now, of course, my son and I went to Japan in September. We were thinking, yeah, you know, September is end of summer, sort of start of autumn. It should be getting nice and cool in Japan. Wrong. It was blisteringly hot. It was boiling. It was like 35, 36 degrees in Osaka, high humidity, very, very similar to Brisbane in summer. It was probably a tiny bit hotter, although the sun didn't have the nasty sort of bite that it has in Australia. Now, of course, the Japanese are very good at sort of managing how hot they are. They have little travel fans, they have little towels, they have little cool sprays, all that kind of stuff. And towards the end of the trip, I did find this. How cool is this? I saw this in Champ Camera. After you charge the fan, you can start it up, and one button controls these beautiful LED lights. Look at those, they look wonderful. And the other one starts the fan. Now, air gets sucked in via the front of the camera here, and it blows upwards to keep you nice and cool. And the best part, it costs just $10 US. So there you go, there were my 10 camera related items that I bought in Japan over 3 trips in 2023 and 2024. But wait, I've got one more super cool thing for you. In March this year, I did like a cheap package holiday with my dad, my uncle and my nephew. We went to China for a week. It was really cool to go there. It was actually quite cold, but it was really cool to go with my family, the boys, and yeah, have a look at China again. Haven't been there since 1997 when I was a very young, handsome man, and now not so much. But it was great to go to China again. Unfortunately, there wasn't much time to look around camera stores or anything like that. However, I was in Miniso, which is like a discount cool variety store. And in Miniso, I saw this camera. Look at this. This is a Pococho little toy camera. Pococho, of course, is a really cool dude who's part of the Sanrio gang. Sanrio, of course, is Hello Kitty and all those kind of characters. Very, very big in Japan and China. And so, yeah, in Shanghai, I actually saw this. Makes a little tinkle noise. And check this out. You sort of press this in here, the little photo here at the front, and then you press the shutter at the back. And the photo pops out. How cool is that? I absolutely love that. So although I bought this in China and it's not officially part of my 10 cool things that I bought in Japan, I really love this. It's fantastic. I actually wished I bought a couple more of these. I think there were different designs. I just got the one with Pococho on there. Pococho's like a dog who looks vaguely like my dog Marshall. He's not actually a Dalmatian. Marshall is, this guy isn't, but still he's probably the closest Sanrio character that looks like my dog. And when we were in Tokyo in September 24, my son and I made the pilgrimage out to Sanrio Pureland, Hello Kitty theme park, and we actually got a photo with Pococho, which was a lot of fun. So yeah, that was definitely a highlight of our trip. So there you go, there are my 10 camera related items that I bought in Japan and a bonus one that I bought in China. Which one was your favorite? I would love to hear. Let me know in the comments, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.